What's up, BetaHunters? Longhorn Whistler here, and today we are going to be installing Windows fundamentals for Legacy PCs. So, we're going to create a virtual machine, and what you don't want to do is use the installer disk image file option, because that's going to detect that it's server 2003, and it's going to want to use easy install. One reason I would avoid doing that is because there may be some things that it might try to install for or try to do for Server 2003 that you might not want for this version of Windows, because it is supposed to be lightweight for older PCs. While servers for servers, which are way better than even what typical XP PCs had at the time. So we are going to choose Windows XP Professional, and we are going to name our VM. So I'm just going to name mine Windows FLP, but you can name yours whatever you want. You could put basically anything, and then click next and then finish. Then we will start the virtual machine. And we need to select our DVD image. Click OK. And then reset our machine. And it will boot into the setup. As you can see, they had the XP boot screen, even though it had the new logo at boot, and actually right here too, and in the screensaver. So now we're in the setup process, and we will click next and accept. And whatever you select here depends on what you want to use FLP for. If you want to use it for a lightweight version of Windows, then you're going to want to choose, I want to set up Windows on my computer. If you want to connect to a remote desktop section, like, for example, if you want to use it as a thin client, then you would want to choose that. But I am going to choose, I want to set up Windows on my computer. And I'm going to stick with interactive mode because I do not have an unattended setup file. So next, now I need to get my product key. Give me just a second here. Alright, so I've entered in my product key. Now I'm going to click next and continue to the next step. And then now I'll select my time zone, Eastern Time, and then click next and choose what kind of configuration you want. I'm just going to choose full because honestly I'm not going to use this for a thin client or anything, but if you want something quite basic, that's what this option is going to be for, minimum configuration. It's going to give you the basics, which is for thin clients, which is remote desktop, and just a basic Windows desktop. Typical configuration is going to give you Internet Explorer, remote desktop, and a Windows desktop, which is also something for thin clients, or something that's supposed to be managed on the web. Full configuration installs everything, and custom is you choose what you want. So I'm going to click next. Select the partition, and then click create. And then select the partition again, and click next. Then name your volume, or you can leave it the same, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to name mine WinFLPRTM. Then I'm going to perform a quick format. And then I'm going to put my name in. And then click next. Name my PC. And type my administrator password. And then you can select to set a static IP address, a static DNS, or static WinS, depending on what you want for your configuration. I'm not going to because I have a DHCP server I can use. So I'm just going to click next, and I'm going to join this to my domain. And then I'm going to click next, and then install. And now it is going to install on this virtual machine. So, it is now installed, and now we are going to log in, and I will show you a little bit about what it looks like, and what some of the differences are from Windows XP. The interesting thing about this is it was mostly made for thin clients, but it was also supposed to be for things like Legacy PCs, like, for example, that old ThinkPad you might have sitting around from, like, the 90s. I mean, that's kind of what this was for. Now, here are a couple of differences I noticed right off the bat. Number one, is that the recycle bin icon is different, and a few other icons like the control panel, my computer, printers and faxes, and a few other ones are different. And then if you go to the customization menu, there are no desktop backgrounds here because this is a thin version of Windows that is not supposed to have any customizations and all that kind of stuff. But it does include the different colors of the XP style, so I could change mine to olive green if I wanted to, and it would look just fine. And it would work too. It wouldn't tax on my graphics or anything. Yeah. Then the screensaver. You notice this says it's Windows XP, but it's not. It's actually, it says fundamentals for Legacy PCs, and it has the, instead of the XP logo, it has the Vista logo, which I find kind of interesting. Kind of like how the setup was earlier in the video. So, then last thing I need to do is install VMware Tools. So give it just a second, and we will have video drivers and stuff on this. Preparing for installation. See how long this takes. It's currently 9:04. Alright. It should come up any second now. And there we go. Next. I choose complete just in case I move the virtual machine someplace. And then yeah, we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so now the setup is finished and we are going to reboot. As you can notice and see, the screen resolution is increased to fit my monitor. So, and as you can see, the logo is different than the logon. I don't think I mentioned that before. And it is more like the Vista logo instead of the XP logo, as I said before with the screensaver. So, I find that quite interesting. This was released in like 2006, so this would have been either the year Vista released or the year before Vista released. I'm not quite sure. So I guess it makes a little bit of sense that they'd use the new logo. I'm trying to think if it was before Vista released, then they would be just debuting that new logo. But if it was after, then it means they had already debuted that logo, because that's when it first came in, was in Vista. So, just something to think about. Okay. And here we are. As you can see, it's copyright 2005. Applying computer settings. Is it going to take forever this time? By the way, there is a Service Pack 3 of this that I have yet to install. This is the RTM version that was given to me by somebody on Beta Archive. So, just something to think about. And here we are. Do me a favor and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment telling us what you suggest we do for the next video. And we will put all that together and we will decide what to do. So, without further ado, we will talk to you guys later.